Hello everybody, welcome to Dakman Productions, down here with Conahey Rail, my Conrail layout, back from New York, Eastern Division, TCA fall meet, and glad to be home. As you can see by the amount of videos I put out, I was a very busy person during that train show, or train meet, and during my interviews I've had people ask me, hey Dakman, how do you even get to be the official videographer for the TCA event? So there is a story behind that, and here it goes. For many years, I was one of those naysayers about TCA. I'm like, I really didn't want to go to that event. For many years, I just passed it by because, number one, there was no video photography allowed there, and that's basically my mainstay for Dakman Productions. And then to become a member back then, it was like you had to be sponsored by another member, and that just didn't make sense to me. It's like, is this a Masonic lodge or is it a train club? And not that there's anything wrong with a Masonic lodge, because my dad belonged to one, but it's like that didn't make sense to me either. Why it took so much to get into a club. The third thing was, you know, I met a couple TCA members back in the day, and it wasn't such a pleasant experience. Backing up what you mainly see online as grumpy old men who play with trains. So those were the three things that kept me away from the TCA for years. And then, so what changed my mind? During the shutdown, you know, with the COVID and stuff, train shows shut down. A lot of YouTube channels went to doing live streams. So GFW Trains, which is a great O-Gauge channel, does cool live streams, got involved with chat on their channel and interacting with them. So I don't know, maybe about a few shows into it, we're chatting back and forth, and the TCA and the Mecca came up, and I had no idea at the time what Mecca was. And they explained to me it was the Metropolitan Division of the TCA. Well, while we're chatting about this, the Stu Rankins, who happened to be, I don't know if he was a president, vice president of Mecca, but he was in the chat. And so we started talking back and forth, and finally GFW's George, I believe, or Wally of GFW said, hey, Sean, you should go check them out and do train show videos, because it's in your neck of the woods. It'll be a perfect match. And then I typed back, well, they don't allow video or photography. And then that's when Stu said, no, we allow that. You're welcome aboard. Come on over. We want you. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. Well, so I figured, okay, what do I have to lose? I'll go and check them out. If I don't like it, the show or anything, I don't have to go back. So I attended my first Mecca, I believe it was 2019 or 2020. No, it was after that. Yeah, after everything started opening back up. So it was 2020, late 2020, 2021, somewhere in there. And went to my first Mecca show, met Stu, and I met Kevin, who was a Mecca member, and he was involved with the TCA. He is now the vice president of the TCA. And I was like, wow, these guys aren't your typical TCA guys that I met in the past. They were funny, they were energetic, they were welcoming, very informative, they were great to be around. I'm like, wow, okay, this is cool. And so I ended up filming 3 Mecca events. And I think the second show I asked Stu, I said, Stu, can I come back and do a video at the Mecca event? I said, I really like this place. I like the TCA here. These are great people. I want to be around them some more. And he says, Sean, you don't have to ask. He says, anytime we have a show, just come on over and you got our permission to film it. I'm like, that's really nice. And so, yeah, I got more involved with Mecca. Finally, 3 shows worth of 3 or 4 Mecca events. And then I approached Stu and I said, Stu, I'm interested in the TCA. the Eastern Division in York. I said, how do I get to be or involved in becoming a videographer and shooting this show? And he said, well, let me make a couple of suggestions to you. I said, okay. He goes, how about you go over to the TCA Museum and you shoot video footage from there and let them see what you can do. I'm like, okay, I'm up for that. So the museum was actually closed at that time, but they allowed me in behind the scenes while no public was allowed to be there. So they brought me in. I had the whole place to myself, which was kind of great. It was like, wow, I think I could live here and play with all these trains, especially the O gauge and standard gauge stuff. It was cool to be there and do that. So I guess I made 3 or 4 videos from the TCA Museum, and they were happy with that. And so I said to Stu, okay, we went to this point. So what's your next suggestion for trying to get into the TCA to be the official videographer? He says, well, you should probably do some train show tour videos with interviews. And I'm like, okay. So that's when I kicked off the series of train show tours and doing a couple of interviews during that time, so the TCA could see that I could handle doing this. And I think my very first train show tour series started off in Timonium, and just started going off from there. And my second one was Allentown, which did very well. But even though I got, to be the official videographer, I'm going to still continue my train show tour series videos because people really love them. So I'm going to continue on with that. And they're fun to do. I really like interacting with people and asking them questions, and they've been pretty great. So that's basically the rundown of how I got to be the official videographer. And then, Bob Euler, vice president, finally contacted me in the spring of 2022, asking me if I could do the April version, because he really wanted me there for April. I said, look, I can't get away, but I'll definitely do the fall one for you. And they said, okay. And as you see, I focused on the show, which is what they wanted. I put all my focus into the show and making sure that I captured the most amount of footage so people would understand what it's really about to be at the TCA. And it's a great, wonderful experience. Everybody was welcoming, talking to the members of the TCA Eastern Division. I interviewed people who were all positive about the TCA, saying, yes, it is definitely worth, being a member, and it's also a fun club to be in. And it was a great experience. I really had fun with this. But there's still misconceptions out there, which I want to talk to very briefly about the viewers here, about the TCA. The same misconceptions that I had. So I understand why there's misconceptions about that. So the first thing is there are viewers out there who still think you need to be sponsored to be a member. Nope, that's not true. Just go to the TCA Eastern Division website and sign up to be a member, pay their yearly dues, and you're done. You don't need to be a sponsor from another member to get in. It's very easy to get in now. it's a sign up, pay your way in, and you're done. You're a member. The second thing is, people think you need to be a TCA member to get into the show. No, absolutely not. Are there members-only days? Yeah, to be fair to the members. So Thursday is for members only. That's what they do to ensure they keep their membership. So it's fair to the members. Members get a first shot at buying the stuff that's there. However, Friday and Saturday are normally open to members and the public, meaning non-members can go to this show, pay to get in, and then that's it. You don't have to be a member. However, that does, there are a couple restrictions, and I'll explain that. So, you can only go to the Orange Hall, which is the manufacturer's hall, which is basically people want to see anyway, where you get to see Atlas and your manufacturers. There are people in there selling as well, cool products you can buy in there, and it also allows you to the Purple Hall, which is your running layouts. And so those are the two places that you can go in as a public. You cannot go into the members' halls as a public. You have to be a TCA member to get into the members' halls. And that was explained to me, and it made perfect sense. And once they explained to me, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. So the TCA Eastern Division made a deal with the state of Pennsylvania stating that you can have member-to-member sales without any sales tax. However, a member cannot sell to the public. Then they have to charge sales tax. And a lot of the members don't have sales tax ID numbers because they're just regular private people, and it's a big mess even to get involved with getting a sales tax ID. I mean, if I was selling trains privately, I wouldn't want to go through the the process of getting a sales tax ID. I'm just a private guy. Why should I? And so I can understand those points. So that's why the public is not allowed into the member halls, because the members cannot sell to the public. So hopefully that explains that. And so hopefully my videos that I put out from that show, from the 2022 TCA, gives people the excitement and wanting to come out to the TCA Eastern Division. Now, it was my very first time being there as well. So there was a couple firsts. First time being there. First time being a videographer. First at this event. So there was a couple of first times for me as well. And I'm not going to lie, when they first asked me and I accepted to be the videographer for the event, I was like, yeah, okay. And then like 2 weeks before the show, it's like, what did I do? This thing is huge. Am I going to be able to handle this by myself? Do I need to bring other people with me? What am I going to do here? And then I had to calm myself down and like, look, it's really no different than going to an Greenberg show in Edison. I just have to think that it's, I'm going to Greenberg, Edison, and it's just being held in a couple more buildings, and it's for 4 days instead of one. So that's basically how I calm myself down. But I got to meet some great YouTube channels there. They were there as well. So I'm going to do a YouTube shout out, and I hope I don't miss anybody. I met Dave from D.A. Griffin, Nick from Nick's Crossing, Sean from Sean's Train Depot, Sid's Trains was there, Matt and Matt Podcast, Chris from RBP Trains, Chris from Trains and Things, RJ's Trains I seen there, Jason, JD Stuck's YouTube channel. I believe I didn't miss anybody, but if I did, sorry. Usually when YouTube channels come back from the York show, they normally give, hey, here's my train haul, here's what I got. So I'm sure people are like, well, Dak, man, what did you get from the York show? Did you get anything? Well, I was eyeing up a Weaver 57-foot mechanical reefer in the solid gold road name, which is in the orange color, and it was $40. And this was before the show opened up to the public. I approached the seller. I'm like, is this yours? He goes, yeah. I said, can I buy this before the show opens? He goes, not unless you're a dealer. I can't sell this to you until the show officially opens up. I'm like, okay, I understand. I said, I'm a guest here and I want to follow the rules of the TCA. And after that, I went to shoot videos so I didn't miss any of the footage and action. And by the time I came back, sadly, it was gone. Somebody picked it up. I missed out, but I put the I wanted to put the getting footage first rather than buying or purchase a train first, because I wanted to make sure I did a good job for the TCA. However, I did receive gifts during the day, so basically that's my train haul. Were gifts from the people at the show, and I was so grateful for that. So what did I get as gifts? So Bob's Trains for You handed me this MTH Premier Conrail refrigerator. I believe this is a refrigerator car. Yep, 60-foot express refrigerator car. So cool that he did that for me. He knew I liked Conrail. And Conrail seems to be very popular out there. There were a couple other YouTube channels also hunting for Conrail stuff, but I won't give that away. I'll let them tell you. So let's take a look at this. Oh yeah, look at that. So there you go. This I thank Bob for this wonderful gift. And we'll put this here on the layout. Man, that's a nice looking color. I'll tell you that. We'll put this here. There you go. Looks good on Conrail Rail, don't it? With the Conrail Brady's Trains exclusive custom runs. So what else did I get? So I had somebody hand me an envelope, and in the envelope were these wonderful pictures of Conrail locomotives in action. I'm hoping that the camera picks this up. There you go. Look at that beauty, huh? Wonderful, wonderful pictures that were given to me. Here you go. Conrail Auto-Rack train, which I like to run on Conrail Rail as well. Here's another one I like to run. Conrail grain train. Look at that. That is beautiful. Love that. And a Conrail stack train, which I don't have a stack train, but I just love the photo in this as well. In that same pack of photos, I got, and these were all gifts, so I really appreciate that, is this Conrail system map. So this is something that I could frame and actually hang on my wall. So this Conrail system map is dated October of 1983, and it's of the Philadelphia, PA area. Very, very beautiful map. I actually got 2 of those maps, and I don't know if the viewers actually seen my interview with Henning's Trains, but the second half of that interview video, well, I pick on Walt a little bit from the Train Shop Weekly. I know he's a Reading guy, so that's why you see Conrail versus Reading when I go to him. And I hand him this map saying, here are all the Reading lines that Conrail took over just to bust his stones in. So we have fun going back and forth about Conrail versus Reading. So, thank you. I thank you, I forget his name, for these maps and those photos that I can put in picture frames and hang up as well in the Conrail basement. And then I was handed this tube, and we'll get this stuff out of here. And in this tube is another Conrail system map. Very beautiful maps. Glad to have these. So, yeah, I really appreciate the viewers and the people who give me things. I do hang them up. I do appreciate them and keep them. I mean, you can see multiple things here that I was given as gifts, and they do get hung up or displayed, and they get appreciated by me. I'm also appreciating the comments that are being left on the videos from my extensive coverage of the TCA Eastern Division meet. You guys are enjoying them. So glad you're liking those videos. It was a lot of work, but it was definitely worth the trip. Definitely worth going out there and meeting all these wonderful people, meeting new friends, and it was just a wonderful experience. But hopefully I see you guys at another show, and we'll catch you guys later. It's been great. Goodbye.